house?
The bars would do like bottles, and if you got like 20 people, it would be like $20, but that would you wouldn't have to pay cover. You'd get a bottle or two, and like a little private section at Harpo's and Fieldhouse. I'm telling you, they did.
Really?
Yeah, it was a legit thing. It was like started my sophomore year. It was fun. It was really fun.
Look at you. Why don't we go get bottle service?
No longer. No more. Not for me. Nah, I don't want to do that anymore. Sparkles. They bring the signs out now. They have these signs.
And what do the signs say?
Some goofy
I'll tell you what they say. It says, wear Navy caps on the road!
If the Cardinals sweep the Angels in Navy caps, I would consider getting bottles, and the sign would say, free the Navy cap.
It's time.
It's just... It looks so much better.
I couldn't agree with you more.
Like, so much better.
I feel so strongly about this. I made this observation to the great Doug Vaughn on TMA this morning, celebrating its 20th anniversary, July 26th of this year. And we're going to have a gala. Where is that gala being held? Is it at St. Louis Country Club? Or?
We'll have bottles. That's a promise.
Damn right. And I said, I'm upset with myself for being as upset as I am at the red caps on the road. But last night, I'm looking at the Navy caps on the road, and I go, it's just so much more aesthetically pleasing. Furthermore, the team responds when they wear Navy caps.
It's night and day difference.
They won 2 World Series in the Navy caps. How many World Series have they won since?
0.
Thank you. No further questions, Your Honor.
Rascal Flats thing, but
we'll
move on past that. But yeah, it just looks better. They look like a good team. Like it reminds you of the time when the Cardinals had a little bit more confidence, a little bit more juice, a little bit more pop.
Well, you went from holding rights, you didn't get the job, and now
I'm on the offensive the other way.
That's right.
Yeah, no, they just look better. It's so much better. Like when you wear the red caps, you look like every other team wears a red cap on the road. But when you wear the Navy hats on the road,
the Phillies, the Angels,
it looks crappy. Right. When you wear the Navy cap, it's unique.
It's classic.
It just looks better. So last night, that was because I didn't know going into the game if they were going to wear them or not. Because Arizona, they didn't, but that's kind of a red hat, kind of not. But they came out
uniforms like Missouri football over there in Phoenix.
They're still yet to hit one. None of them have been good. I'll even say the 2001 when they won the World Series,
no good.
The teal and purple.
And teal.
Yeah,
it was awful. All right, Jackson. So I'm not upset with Bill DeWitt III for explaining how revenue is important to expenses. But when they changed the uniforms, was that after 2012? I think it was.
I feel like in 2013 they were wearing them in Boston.
You ought to look it up.
It's impossible to know these things.
I think David Ortiz got a hit in that series, so you might be able to just type in David Ortiz Cardinals. That's correct. And he said, well, the Cardinals' birds are red, and therefore they're going to wear red hats. And then there was a bunch of pushback, and he said, all right, we'll do a poll. Yes, what can I help you with?
13, they were the red caps.
Yeah.
And why
don't you challenge me on a year in a vision again? See how that goes. And so there was pushback. And he said, all right, we'll do a poll. And then they did a poll, and people voted for the Navy caps. And they said, okay, we'll compromise.
and make it red.
We'll wear Navy caps on the road when they're playing a team with red hats. Well, guess what? This team's undefeated when they're wearing Navy caps on the road.
Yes, sir. Oh, wait, now hold on.
The Cardinals are coming, tra-la, tra-la. The Cardinals are coming, tra-la, tra-la. Thank you.
I think they didn't wear the Navy caps in the 2013 World Series only because the Red Sox also wear Navy caps, because they got a picture here from the 2013 NLCS on the road in L.A., and they are wearing Navy caps.
How about that?
So I think that might be the case. But now I'm seeing one where they're not. I don't know.
This is crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy. I'm in deep. I'm in deep.
Yeah. Listen, it's simple.
They wore red hats starting in 2013, I guess. That's from Droid Effects. You going to go against Droid Effects?
Well, he said, I
Good
guess.
luck.
He said, I guess.
That's how all great attorneys present their cases.
Yeah. But now I'm seeing pictures of them with red hats. I can't figure this out.
Yeah.
Either way, they need to get back to the Navy caps because it's synonymous with winning.
And it's aesthetically pleasing.
So much more aesthetically pleasing. Like if they sweep the Angels and the next road trip they go out in the red hats and they lose, I think the entire town, the entire Cardinal fan base will say, well, what's the uncommon denominator? The red hat.
Yeah. I think at that moment we'll say, that'll do it.
Yeah, seriously. If they don't, whatever.
My Casper, those dance moves were outstanding. That's from Joshy Tuna. Were you just dancing?
Well, when you did the Cardinals are coming song.
Okay, let me see it again. The Cardinals are coming, tra-la, tra-la. Oh, wow.
Well, I got to give Phil something.
You're a bit of a dandy, huh?
I'm just, I'm a showman. Damn it.
Guess
This is show business.
You can participate in this show business by texting in the Air Comfort Service text line 314-399-9646. In the YouTube chat, well, they're in there and they're active, and that's all we can ask for. That's Joshy Tuna, Preston S1, AJ Brown of the Eagles, MD 2020, Mad Dog We Believe. You were a Purple Passion guy, is that right?
Electric Melon all day.
Okay. Tiny PP, of course, is who you need to talk to in order to get in there. It's kind of like initiation over at St. Louis Country Club. We're the Redbirds, not the Bluebirds, dumbass. That's from the 314, and they're not happy in the text inbox.
That seems like someone I would like to hang out with.
Now, what do you mean by that?
I don't know. I don't know what I meant by that. I've spoken with a heavy tongue.
Jackson is feeling like 2 p.m. on a Saturday and dancing by himself. That's from the 636.
There have been accusations that I dance by myself at certain bars downtown, Tin Roof being one of them.
You were spotted.
I was allegedly
dancing by yourself.
Allegedly.
It implied you were rolling balls.
None of that was true. Have I danced by myself? Of course, but in the comfort and privacy of my own home.
All right.
Yeah, I don't do it. I don't just go to random bars, start cutting up a rug, and then promptly leave, and all by myself. No. I do think people do, like, being by yourself is cool in certain times. You got to get comfortable with your own mind. I feel too many people are uncomfortable with their own thoughts.
Look at this, kind of a take out of nowhere.
Well, once you realize you spend most of your life by yourself, you got to get more comfortable with it. Solitude.
Jackson Pro Solitude here today on Balloon Party 101 ESPN. We're going to win the division, and we could even make a World Series run. I'm the person in the 101 DMs on Instagram. None of you believe, so don't jump on the bandwagon at any point. I sent this yesterday. That's from, I guess I sent this yesterday.
Boy, yeah, one Cardinal win, 2 in a row, and now the bandwagon is filling back up again.
Can we get an update on Jackson's 7-iron distance? That's from the 714.
It's not flying much further than it was just a month ago, so it is what it is.
Jackson, of course, a country club member, and he has invited me to be his guest at his upcoming member guest, so Balloon Party will be out. I think 14th? It's like a month from now.
Yeah.
And
exactly a month, actually.
And I'm anxious to see how far that 7-iron's carrying.
Yeah. Listen, we're going to be in the lab for a month, getting ready, working on the game. Less so worried about the distance, just consistent ball striking. That's even if it...
Just find the face.
That's all I want to do is find the face. Even if my shot dispersion is tight and the distance still isn't there, I'm cool with that. Totally cool with that.
Tight shot dispersion.
That's all I want.
Somebody has sent in Billy Idol, Dancing with Myself, 1980. I'm going to go 83 because it gets me 82 and 84, and I feel good about that. I just don't think 81 or 85 is live, and that is my reasoning for Billy Idol, Dancing with Myself, 1983.
Okay, nope. That was a good thing I didn't say it because.
What's going on over there right now? You could get a preview of the Knicks and Pacers.
Later. Dancing with Myself, Tim, 1981.
That can't be right. Somebody check that. There's no way. I've never been wrong. I'm infallible.
Dancing with Myself. The internet's not being very fast today, Tim.
Blame the internet. Okay. I sent that after the weekend. I don't know what this means.
The weekend, he can sing. 1981, I'm seeing 2 sources.
Cardinal birds have red beaks, yet the birds on the bat have yellow beaks. So the argument that we should wear red caps because the birds are red is stupid, since they add colors when they feel like it. The Navy caps pop with the gray uniforms as much as the red caps pop with the white uniforms. That's a great take! Are we giving away tickets or something?
That's the key, man. Contrast.
617. Where's the 617?
617. What they guess?
I got nothing on it. I'll go Louisville.
Boston, Massachusetts.
Oh, wow. Yeah, we're kind of starting. I think they syndicate us in Boston.
Maybe it's T-Fred.
Red Sox, Bruins, and Celtics talks. Occasionally Tom Brady roast talk.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're big on the MLS franchise there, too.
The Boston, I don't know, Freedom.
I mean, it's one of the originals.
Is it?
Yeah.
Boston, MLS?
No, it's New England.
New England Revolution.
Thank you. but they pipe us in for an hour in Boston.
Well,
And they love it.
we used to be the pulse of Pittsburgh for a while there.
No. Tim, do I unroll my bankroll on Tiger Woods for the PGA Championship at 190 to 1 odds?
No.
I can't.
Yeah, come on.
I have a fiduciary responsibility here, and I can't advise that.
Yeah. I love Tiger as much as the next guy, but I'm not betting. I'm not putting money down that he's going to win another tournament, especially on major.
I know Scotty Scheffler had a baby and everything. Meredith Scheffler had a baby. I could see me having an issue. An apology on Twitter for not correcting that.
I still think you might.
Yeah. But a child does not affect shot dispersion.
No,
Just ask me.
Especially not when you're Scotty Scheffler, yeah. And you're getting plus 450, plus 460 on it. It seems like the only play to make.
Cardinals are so back, boys. There's another one, Jackson.
When they were the Navy
You're not
Caps.
holding rights. This team's on a 2-game winning streak.
Trust me, no one's more fired up than me. I'm excited. But I'm way more excited because the Navy Caps, they could have lost last night and I would be high on the ball club.
I'm telling you.
100%. And they probably, they had a great seventh today.
Now I want to make this crystal clear. The White Sox, I mean, what an operation that is. Don't get me wrong. The Marlins, who got the Cardinals as well.
Yeah, one of them.
And who else? Have the Cardinals played the Rockies yet this year? They gone out there?
No, they do later this year.
Okay, well, either way. Those are all the butt asses, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Pirates are tracking in that direction.
Reds.
But, yeah, Reds.
They're giving no quarter.
They're giving no quarter, and they will take none. But, boy, the Angels sure throw it around.
That was some of the worst defense I've ever seen.
And they'll not find the strike zone. They'll hit you with the bases loaded. They'll throw it all over the place. There were times where the Cardinals were scoring a run, and the throw into the infield looked like something from the kid wearing jeans in right field, who clearly didn't want to be there and would usually spend his time picking dandelions. And then they'd let it go through on the off chance they could get the Cardinal runner at home.
Yeah.
And I go, boy, this is an organization that's just really kind of taken the year off.
Two things on that. One, absolutely, there were just shades of the 06 World Series where it's like, we'll throw it around. Someone might catch it. Also, hitting Paul Goldschmidt with the bases loaded has got to be one of the worst pitching decisions of all. Throw it to the other side of the plate and he'll swing at it. It's a promise.
That's a tight read, actually.
He will swing at it. If that pitch is on the other side, he's swinging at it. So hitting him with the bases juice was just some of the worst managerial moves ever.
Unbelievable. Yeah, that's quite an operation they have. Hey, but the Cardinals fell behind 3-0 in Milwaukee and 4-0 in Anaheim, and those are both W's. You're going to tell me about this club's want to? Is that what you're going to tell me?
I'll tell you who is Marp. It's Marp.
Yeah.
He's
bases loaded. That guy.
Play him every day.
Oh, there it is. Jackson's making another take. All right, we'll take a commercial break. Close out the first segment here. It's Balloon Party 101 ESPN. How about that? Jackson just got the invite. Jackson, you just got the invite.
Kind of feels like I was, the backup option on the dance
why
card.
do you say that?
Well, because you were also offered the invite when you declined. That's when the lovely lady handed her hand out to me and said, would you like to have this dance?
Calling Mike Ryder, the lovely lady. I wonder what HR will think about that.
They'll be pro. Oh, look at him. He's playing with his hair. About to dance.
Now he's taunting me. It's Balloon Party, and it's presented to you by Munganess, St. Louis Acura, Munganess, Burkhardt, Alton Toyota, 101 ESPN, and the 101 ESPN YouTube, and that is where you can participate in the show, just like the Air Comfort Service text line, 314-399-9646. Very active in the YouTube chat and the Air Comfort Service text line. Jackson, what do you have today for your series of questions?
Today is called No Country for Old Piddles.
A tribute to the 2000, I want to say 7 to get me 6 and 8.
2007, same year as There Will Be Blood.
Javier Bardem.
Yep, and they shot There Will Be Blood and No Country for Old Men in the same town at the same time.
Lime.
Marsta, Texas, somewhere in Texas. But there was a time where they blew up the oil rig in There Will Be Blood, and they had to stop shooting on No Country for Old Men because it was getting in the background of shots. Yeah.
Good fun fact, man. You know your cinema.
Idea. It was both great movies. That's like one of the tougher Best Picture races ever.
But lost to Slumdog Millionaire.
No Country won. Okay. Slumdog is next year.
Okay, got it.
Rough.
Jackson, don't get Jackson going on Slumdog Millionaire, or you can just text it and get Jackson going on Slumdog Millionaire, or how the NBA is rigged. All right, what do we got?
It seems like baseball is in a weird spot where starting pitchers are getting injured at record numbers while simultaneously offense is way down around the game. The pitchers are effective but not durable, so any attempt to keep them safer could impact offense, and then any moves to bolster offense could further deteriorate starting pitching. What is the sport to do? A lot of sticky stuff again? Move the mound back? Machine pitch? What's their options here?
I got to be honest with you. This question doesn't really engage me. I don't want to lie to you. I think you do so wonderful. I mean, maybe No Country for Old Piddles is for piddles. Do you have an opinion on this?
No, I find it very fascinating that starting pitchers are getting hurt like crazy, and we know that, and the offense is way down. What move could you possibly make that would benefit both? That's kind of, it's more like a brainstorming session. Brainstorming with piddles.
Well, they've just changed the name. I think it's guys throw so damn hard.
For so long.
And that's kind of the game now if you want to be a pitcher.
Yeah.
And so, therefore, the arm's going to get injured, but it's also going to be tougher to hit.
Yeah. Yeah. I also saw something, Jason Stark and I believe Ken Rosenthal in The Athletic did an article about this with their ideas to change it. And something interesting called a double hook, where if you pull your pitcher before the 6th inning, you also have to pull your DH. And I found that kind of interesting.
What, to incentivize teams leaving in?
Yeah, pitchers going longer.
Interesting.
And I found that kind of interesting. But ultimately, there's really nothing you can do. It's so cyclical with baseball. This offensive downpour or downturn. Thank you, Tim.
No problem.
Might just be an outlier, one-off kind of thing, and by the end of the season, it completely changes it back to normal.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't.
The starting pitching injury thing, I think, is more concerning if you're Major League Baseball.
Yeah, but I mean, to me, it's kind of so obvious cause and effect. Guys are being asked to throw harder at an earlier age to catch the attention of scouts, and therefore that's going to lead to arm damage. That's where I'm coming from. I could be wrong, but that strikes me as obvious. And then if the ball's coming in faster, it's tougher to hit. You want to hit Mason Miller 105 miles an hour? You want to stand in there, brother? You
could give me a tennis racket and I wouldn't touch that.
I'm telling you.
But I think the sticky stuff also has a part of it. You've heard pitchers, I think Tyler Glasnow is very outspoken. You have to grip it way harder now and still throw it just as hard, if not harder, as a few years ago. And that takes a huge strain on your elbow and shoulder and wrist. And I think that's got to be, and I get the spider tech stuff being outlawed, but sunscreen and rosin and sweat, is that really making a difference if it keeps pitchers healthier? I don't know. Maybe I'm off. Maybe I am off. I've been off before.
No, I don't think so.
This question was rock solid.
It's a surprising lead question, I'll be honest with you.
Well, my lead was about the Navy road caps, but we addressed that on the front end, as I assume we would.
From my standpoint, we can revisit that anytime you want. If you want to go Missouri in gold pants, I'm right there with you.
I'm not in lockstep with you on that. I really like what Mizzou does with their uniforms. It's my honest opinion. I think they look great.
Okay, fair enough.
Oh, Timmy. Do you think fans, especially come after Oli Marmol because, in a way, he is the representation or proof personified of the Cardinals' sins over the last 10 or so seasons. Looking at the context of how Marmol was hired and the two managers before him, is Marmol the bearer of what the Cardinals have done poorly in the process and in turn a symbol of the result? Would him being let go in a season finally be an admission of bad practice by the Cardinals, or does that come in his replacement?
Now, this one engages me. There's a lot of meat on the bone. This can carry us all the way home, for that matter. Let's go. I mean, this is such a nice question. We got to go line by line. Let's go question number one within the four question.
Yep. It's like one of those Russian dolls.
Yeah.
Do you think fans especially come after Oli Marmol because, in a way, he is the representation or the proof? The proof personified of the Cardinals' sins over the last 10 years or so?
I think John Mozeliak more is, but I think Marmol in part is like the representative of John Mozeliak because they don't necessarily think that he is calling the shots and he is a puppet for the front office. And the front office is where most of the ire is directed. For example, if you were to tweet from my account, which is essentially dormant minus the LSU mom at the
Gift Depot.
Gift Depot. It's a Gift Depot. That's what it is.
Yep.
Should change the name to Gift Depot. And I asked, who do you put the most responsibility for the Cardinals' failures over the last 14 months? Who would you put that on most?
Mozeliak.
I think he would win comfortably.
Yeah. Even though, again, he has someone he answers to.
Correct. But I think people would be in celebration mode around here if Marmol were fired. Now, Ben Frederickson of the Post-Dispatch wrote a column, and Randy Carrick and I were talking a little bit about it in between our shows. And I think it sounds like Randy and Brooke and Rocky were talking about on the opening drive that perhaps Mozeliak sees his career mortality, and that's where those comments to Tom McKernan on Cam Wex were coming from that Ben Frederickson cites in the Post-Dispatch. Like there would be a bigger celebration locally if John Mozeliak were let go. Do you agree with that?
Yes.
I mean, to me, that's a no-brainer.
I think it'd be pretty close.
Really?
But I think people, just because when in doubt, blame the manager. And they're not necessarily looking at it. I'm not saying that like we're geniuses.
I think more often than not that's the case. I think in this case it's a different set of circumstances. And I think Mozeliak, and again, this is all like thesis here. I think there are two things that, and I'm not limiting it to two, but two main things that irritate the fan base about Mozeliak. Number one, they feel like he comes off as condescending. The words are oftentimes used, they may or may not be necessary to include that many syllables in the choice of words.
A shirt tucker.
Now, you used that term on TMA today, and I still don't know what it means. A shirt tucker.
I believe it's a reference to the show Letterkenny of Canadian fame, which will get the people back on my side.
You think we're big in Canada?
Well, the hockey certainly is, and you know me and hockey. I believe the farmers would call people who worked in business shirt tuckers.
Oh, is that right?
And I really like it.
What about Suits from Entourage?
Yeah, yep. Yeah, he's a suit.
Okay, fair enough.
Billy Walsh.
So therefore, he's not relatable. Mm-hmm. So that's a thing. It's really a thing around here. A socioeconomic undercurrent that may not want to be spoken about, kind of like the racial undercurrent that flows through St. Louis, like the Missouri and Mississippi rivers, but we can't talk about them.
I call it Midwest flavor.
That's so much better. It's so like if you know.
Yeah. Yep. The Midwest flavor.
So you got that. And then you also go, hey, this team hasn't done anything for a long time, and yet it's just kind of like understood that they won't do anything about it,
right.
And he is the person representative of that.
Right. Yep.
So if you felt like you were part of a country that was like on a decline, but yet somebody got to just stay in office,
right,
you'd be irritated with that guy.
Yeah.
Now, again, in this case, there is somebody who could do something about that. But he doesn't catch near the hell. And you know what plan he's on? He's on the Stan Kroenke plan. And that's the only similarity between him and Stan. He didn't do many interviews.
This
Kroenke
junior.
I'm talking about the chairman.
Right.
Bill DeWitt III reluctantly goes on Martin Kilcoyne's podcast, and I'm sure he's going, why did I do that? I thought we were going to talk about the ballpark, and then we started talking about other things, and now I'm being, you can't, if you're a member of the Cardinal organization right now, you can't do an interview and have people go, oh, that's good. It's like an apology on social media.
Yeah.
They never work. Don't bother with them.
Yeah.
It's only going to pour gasoline on the fire.
Yep.
And so Bill DeWitt Jr. is like, I'll send these guys out there to talk. I'm going to hang out in Beverly
He's got
Hills.
lightning rods left and right.
Right. So, yeah, I'm always kind of in awe. The owner of the Cardinals catches a lot less blame than I think he should. And the players on the Cardinals. Like, do you think Bruce Bochy would, have Paul Goldschmidt raking?
No. He would have him getting hit by more pitches. Lean in.
It's just an odd thing. Like, we absolve the owner and we absolve the players. Relative, and I'm not, again, I want to make it clear. You want to tell me what the biggest sin of this organization has been over the last decade? To me, without question, it has been development of players inside the organization and judging of talent outside of the organization.
Yep.
Those are the sins. And take your pick, and you can kind of, it's just assessment of talent is really, I guess, the overarching theme.
Yeah.
Because players here go elsewhere and succeed, and players from outside that were successful come here and fail.
Yeah.
There's your summary. But that's not really titillating. We talk about bow ties and big words and bankrolls and wallets, and that'll get more people activated. But if you want to look at what actually goes on the field, I would say what I am presenting is a hell of a lot more impactful than choice of neckwear.
I would agree, and I think the proof is in the pudding last night where you're missing your fifth starter and Matthew Liberatore is getting a start. You have nobody in AAA who can come. This is a perfect opportunity where you have a fifth starter open to bring somebody up.
And that also means you're counting on Steven Matz going into the season.
That's another, right.
Ill-fated for both his performance and his health. I mean, it's just... And hey, you know what? Sometimes you just don't have it in a year. But the thing that really I keep going back to this offseason is there was a victory tour. And again, this is going to get me worked up, and I didn't mean to do it, but it just did. It's kind of like a curious finger. I'm like, not bad. Here I am.
If I had a nickel.
Amen. The reason for the Oli Marmol contract extension was we just really like where this team is. Now, again, this wasn't like a few weeks into the season.
No.
This was going, geez, Dodgers and Padres to start. Molina's clearly not happy because he hasn't shown up, even though we were hyping that up. Okay. And we might be catching some hell with our manager. We better extend him. That's what I think it was. But the way that it was spun was once we got the pitching settled, and I'm going, what about?
Yeah.
You got Sonny Gray. That's wonderful.
Nope.
But that's a 20th, or that's 20% of the rotation.
Yep.
And then the rest of it, you're going, well, what are we celebrating here? Once and we really like the way this club's playing.
Right.
And it wasn't like spring was this magical time for the Cardinals. Some of what's gone on in the regular season was going on in South Florida. So, yeah, it's not like Sonny Gray, by the way, was even pitching at the time, if you remember. He hurt his hamstring.
Yeah.
So it's that's the issue. That's where the disconnected people feel like they're getting lied to. That's the issue. And and there's no need to do it. If anything, you go, Doug Armstrong came on the night before the season and said, we're probably not going to finish in third place. And people are still like, all right. And here, well, you excited about Yachty? Sure.
Yeah.
Where is the man?
What's he doing? What is he suiting up?
Once we figured out the pitching problem so quickly.
Yeah, it's like when the West was settled.
It's just like, what?
Yeah,
what victory? What are we doing?
Now they can rectify all those wrongs.
With the Navy Caps.
Reinstating the Navy Cap.
Couldn't agree more. Your thoughts, 314-399-9646, Air Comfort Service text line. The YouTube chat is open for business. 143 of the finest people in town. I would say Americans, but Jackson told me we're big in Canada.
We are.
I know we're big in Boston and Pittsburgh, but Canada, who knew?
In Chile.
And Chile. This is Balloon Party, 101 ESPN. Hey, this is Tim McKernan for the Bath Authority. If your bath or shower is old, outdated, has mold and mildew, or broken tiles, you got to call the good people at the Bath Authority. The Bath Authority provides the highest quality bathroom remodeling products along with a world-class customer experience. Their modern, durable tubs and showers are designed with an exclusive high-tech polymer liner, and what that means to you is it'll be low maintenance, resistant to mold and mildew, easy to clean, and last for decades. Plus, it comes with a lifetime warranty. Walk-in tubs, replacement showers, tub-to-shower conversions, and more. Every unit's custom built. You pick the premium accents and accessories, including safety features like low-profile showers, grab bars, and shower seats. Call today, 314-347-0410, and get $1,500 off a new shower or bath, plus 36 months of interest-free financing. You're their priority at the Bath Authority. Elevate your bathroom to a new level of luxury, style, and safety. Call today, 314-347-0410 to schedule your free and-home estimate today and get $1,500 off a new shower or bath, plus 36 months of interest-free financing. Restrictions apply. TheBathAuthority.com. A better bath awaits.
This is Action Jackson with a SportsCenter update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The Cardinals win yesterday. That makes it 2 in a row, defeating the Los Angeles Angels 10-5. The Cardinals will play the Angels again tonight, 8:38 first pitch. Sonny Gray on the hill. Can the Cardinals keep the blue bump going? And last night in the NBA, The Celtics defeat the Cavaliers 109-102, taking a 3-1 lead in that series, while the Thunder even up their series with the Mavericks 2-2 with their 100-96 victory in Dallas last evening. That was another Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, an independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Welcome back. Tim McKernan, Jackson Burkett with you. The program's called Balloon Party. You can podcast it. Dobbs Tire and Auto Center's podcast. Subscribe to the TMA STL app. I mean, you get everything there.
Good Balloon Party for sure.
Yeah, Balloon Party, TMA, the Tim McKernan Show podcast.
YouTube feed, list for rewards.
Man, it's all there. TMA STL app. You can start listening to TMA. I mean, what are you doing for the 20th birthday party?
Bottles.
I mean, it's a Friday. Bottle service?
Bottle service, yeah. Well, first round of bottle service, we'll do both nights. Bottles, sweet. We'll do a sweet just because you want to, convenience sake, you don't be driving. Yeah. So should be fun. 20th anniversary. Friday, July 26th. It's going to be huge. Jackson, you're in the midst of this Lil Piddles, No Country for Old Piddles. That's right.
I don't want to. I hesitate to do this because I know the work that went into No Country for Old Piddles, but I know you're active on this. The Colonel, Gabriel P.D. Armand, my guy.
Oh, yeah.
The University of Missouri Journalism School, class of 98. I'm still class TBD.
Right, class of 2026.
I think it might be. Just tweeted this out because Brett McMurphy, friend of the Liberty Bowl.
Lance Leopold and him.
Yes.
Fast friends.
Tweeted out the win totals via the Action Network app for the upcoming season. Right now, ESPN is unveiling their college football schedule and times and dates and such. That's what's going on this morning in the college football world. And I'm just pivoting off the Cardinals. We did it for 40 minutes. One for you, two for me.
That should be our formula.
Thank you. Georgia's at 10.5. Georgia's going to, I got to tell you, that's an under for me.
Carson Beck returning, but
Georgia has one of the toughest schedules in college football. Yep. Why don't you pull up Georgia's schedule? I go, because people are going to, you got to be kidding me. Georgia's at 10.5. That means Georgia can lose one game because this is all regular season, not playoff, not conference championship. Texas is at 10.5. Roll Tide is at 9.5. LSU is at 9.5. Hotty Toddy, good God Almighty, Ole Miss is at 9.5. Tennessee is at 9.5. And also, right there at 9.5, your Missouri Tigers. And the Colonel, the voice of the University of Missouri, next to Mike Kelly, the Colonel, from his Power Mizzou account because he got rid of his Gabe DeArmond account.
Shrewd move by our boy.
Yep. Kind of like my account has become, what do you call it?
Gift Depot? Gift Depot, yeah.
The Colonel tweeted out, 9.5 seems like the number for Mizzou. I think I'd take the over.
Wow.
And as I just told Jackson, if I were going away for 6 months, if I got nabbed for something, and I wasn't able to watch college football from late August through the end of the regular season, whenever that is, last week of November, first week of December, I would feel like I have a fiduciary responsibility to my family to take the under. I don't like saying it, but I was the guy all over the over last year.
You were indeed.
So you know that I'm not coming from a homer place or from an anti-Missouri place. I'm coming from a here's what I think place. And I tend to be right more than I'm wrong place. But Missouri has a spot in which certainly you would think a favorable schedule. But how many people would have thought if in Knoxville last year that was going to be a problem, or in Fayetteville last year that was going to be embarrassing?
Yep.
Or in Baton Rouge that would be their best win of the year last year, or in Athens that they would be put to the test all the way into the fourth quarter. See what I'm saying?
Right.
So in order for Missouri to win 9.5 games, they have to go undefeated in all of their games and win one of three, all of their games other than these three, win one of three at College Station, at Tuscaloosa, or at home against Oklahoma. That's the only way home.
Yep.
And from my standpoint, do I think it's possible? You better believe I think it's possible. But mathematically, probability-wise, I would be on the under all day long. However,
Oh, boy, you're really leaning into that one.
I wanted that one.
Yeah, you got it.
I'm not going to bet it because I don't want to be tuning into games cheering against the Fighting Tigers.
Yeah.
But
the emotional
I
risk
feel a
management thing.
fiduciary responsibility to my family if I were going away for 6 months.
Right. Or maybe if you're ILL fan or KU fan. I'm just a little nervous because of expectation. Missouri and expectation. They're not.
When the Colonel's going, I think I'd take the over. And the Colonel isn't necessarily.
Yeah, he's not. He doesn't have a tiger tail in his car.
And rainbows.
Right. I got the Georgia schedule for you, Tim.
This Georgia schedule. They can lose one of these games, otherwise take the under. Here you go. Take a listen. You won't believe this.
Well, they kick off the season at the Mercedes-Benz Dome in Atlanta, where they'll take on Clemson.
Okay. Now, that's not the same Clemson Tigers we remember from 6 or 7 years ago, Jackson.
No, but
Still Clemson, though.
Still Clemson.
It isn't, all due respect to Murray State.
No, it is not.
Or Buffalo, or UMass.
Well, they get a little of that because they get Tennessee Tech next up. That's between the hedges. Then they travel to Lexington, Kentucky to take on Mark Stoops and the Wildcats. Then they go to Tuscaloosa.
Sweet mother of mercy.
To take on Alabama. They're at home against Auburn. This is all consecutively here. They then are at home against Hail State, Mississippi State. They then travel to Austin, Texas to take on the Longhorns.
I mean,
then they go.
I might have a fiduciary responsibility, and I have nothing for or against the Georgia Bulldogs.
Then they have on November 2nd the world's largest cocktail party after a bye. That's in Jacksonville against Florida. Then they head to Oxford, Mississippi in the Grove.
How is this at 10.5?
And then they play at home between the hedges against Tennessee. And then, of course, as every great football team finishes their season, they finish between the hedges against UMass.
That's right, who hosts Missouri at their high school stadium in mid-October.
And then they have Georgia Tech.
I mean, Jackson, do we not have a fiduciary responsibility?
No more Brock Bowers. They still have Carson Beck. They'll probably have a litany of great talent.
They can be one of the greatest teams ever, and it would be tough to be 11-1 with that schedule.
Yeah, you go from at Texas, world's largest cocktail party, to Oxford. That is brutal. There's a bye week in between there, but that is still. That's still brutal. That is nuts. New SEC, baby.
I mean, do I get on a plane today?
And that's after.
Or just cross the river?
Yeah, right. That's after going to Tuscaloosa and then at home against Auburn and Mississippi State. I mean, those aren't.
Yeah, what if Hail State winds up being good? I could throw a wrench in Missouri's plans and Georgia's plans.
Yeah, boy, I hope that's not the case.
Yeah.
Although I do like when Mississippi State is good. I think the cowbell thing is interesting.
Yeah. Well, if there's one thing St. Louisans can bond on, it's the success of Mississippi State football.
I would say so, yeah. It gets people going. And whatever's going on in Boston. That's what we're covering.
Frick James says, no way my dogs are going undefeated this year. So there's a Georgia fan in the YouTube chat.
Yeah, undefeated's going to be tough. I mean, if they go undefeated.
10-2 would be great. 10-2 gets Georgia into the playoff 100%. All day with that schedule.
Yeah.
10-2 from Missouri might be tough.
If one of those wins is in Tuscaloosa.
Okay, assuming that Tuscaloosa's got a good program this year, because Tuscaloosa may have 2 losses if the Bulldogs go down there.
That's true. That's true.
You know what I'm saying? I'm sure they got a tough schedule too.
Yeah, if they have 2 road losses, that's not going to bode well for them.
2 home losses.
Home losses, I should say. Yeah, that's not going to bode well. But yeah, that's a brutal schedule. Yeah, if you go 10-2 for Georgia, that's pretty outstanding.
But we still get paid, huh?
Yeah, we'd still get paid on the under on that. Parlay it up with the Missouri over. Mm-hmm.
You said fiduciary 8 times and counting.
Yeah, we'll say it again, fiduciary. How you like us now?
You must push the emphasis on the douche syllable. That comes from Thanks Dad.
That's another guy I want to hang out with. 2
you
so
know about
far.
Thanks Dad?
No, I don't know. It seems like that was a good one.
9.5 over-under for Mizzou. I'm going over, just don't see 3 losses. That's from, well, see, this is where sometimes the texts on 101, they're not like the texts on TMA where they actually want their name said.
Yeah, it's like.
Thanks, Dad seemed benign enough.
Yeah, it's just like someone's painting business or something.
Right. Or Grape Ape Auto Detailing.
Right.
But I may or may not be on the payroll there. I'm not going to tell you.
Right. It's a body shop.
Hey, listen. Great. I love that there are expectations. I'm just laying out the set of circumstances. You got to win at home against Wardam Eagle. Yep. You got to win in Columbia, South Carolina. I guess Arkansas is going to be bad. I don't know.
That's the thing is we don't know.
Hail State's going to be a win, but it's in Starkville. I have no idea. They certainly should be undefeated coming out of September.
Right.
You have Murray State, Buffalo, not the Bills, the Buffalo Bulls.
It's the Bulls, yeah.
Thank you. Boston College, and then Vanderbilt. And then an off week. Yeah. Then you go to College Station, then you go to Amherst, as most programs do.
Right. Good programs, at least.
So you'd like to operate on the program. The worst case scenario is 5-1 as you go to Tuscaloosa.
Right.
Or no, as you're home against Auburn, then you go to Tuscaloosa.
Yep.
Then you're at home against Oklahoma. I just like the fact that Missouri football is not a program. Number one, we're talking about it in May. And number two, that Missouri has 3 games in a row where it's at home against Auburn, at Alabama, and at home against Oklahoma, and there is a chance that they're favored in at least 2 of them.
Yep.
And I suppose, who knows? I mean, I can't imagine they're favored at Alabama, but I don't know. It didn't save it anymore.
Yeah, certainly.
So that we've gotten there, because when I was in school there, the idea of that, as Grant Wistrom oftentimes would remind me, I've never heard more people talk about a game they lost than you guys at Mizzou for that 1997 game. We've come a long way, baby.
Well, I'm so fired up for college football.
Fight Tiger. Wear gold pants. Wear Navy caps, Cardinals.
On the latter, I'm with you. Nothing fire like the whole thing. Go for the whole thing. The whole thing, Tim. I want it bad.
The national championship?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I want a banner. They don't give out the crystal football anymore. It's a different trophy. The crystal football was good.
I want my name said. Bishing about sports. And I say Mizzou is going to be your SEC champs. How about that?
I mean, nothing would make me happier.
Fight It's a bye in the college football playoff.
Would the next game still be a home game?
No, it'll be a bowl game. You want the home game.
I want
the
home game
in Columbia,
so
Missouri.
bad. I want
with the Fighting Irish coming back for the first time in 40 years since Missouri wore all yellow for some reason. And Steve Berline and Alan Pinkett led the Fighting Irish against the Tigers, who missed a 12-yard field goal to win the game and began 14 years of darkness.
Oh, God, I've lived through a lot of
I was
darkness.
there and I wept while my family cheered. Subway alums and my mom a St. Mary's alum, not the school on the south side.
I think
which I, of course, fully support.
Right, Southside Classic. I don't think people understand how incredible it's going to be when they see home college football playoff. It's going to be an atmosphere unlike anything in American sports. There will not be an atmosphere like
Jackson.
It'll be like European soccer.
And this is a guy who will be locked in for the Knicks and Pacers tonight, too.
Oh, boy. I need 2 TVs. The Fever play tonight. Caitlin Clark. What up, Connecticut Sun?
What about the Bruins and Patty Maroon and Trent Frederick trying to stave off elimination against Matthew Tkachuk?
Is Bo Zaberski or whoever playing? Bo Bursky? Bo Burnham?
Bo Brosky.
He's a good singer and comedian.
Jackson, it's almost 11 o'clock. We still need to take a break.
Right.
This is Balloon Party 101 ESPN. Okay, I've just been briefed. What time is it?
We got
10:59.
We can
God
like
bless
sneeze and then we have to
America.
go.
So what'd you do? You tweeted out a picture of Mason Wynn?
Yeah, Cardinals GIF, which is a great Twitter account to follow, put up a picture of Mason Wynn in the blue cap. I stole the picture. Sorry, Cardinals
Mason
GIF.
Wynn looked really good in the blue cap.
He did. He was the best looking one of the crew. And I tweeted out a picture with the salute emoji.
And so your Twitter avatar, it's Danny Aiello and Spike Lee from Do the Right Thing.
That's
and
the banner,
Is that
yeah.
Jake Gunsel?
That's Jake Gunsel. Yeah, he is my profile. He looks shocking, like he looks so much like me.
And you saluted with the Mason Wynn blue cap.
Yep.
And then you got a response from Jeff Taylor who said, Jackson, no wonder you can't get laid, you little ugly ass bitch.
Yeah.
That was the response. All you did was tweet out a
That's right.
picture of Mason Wynn.
That's right. Yep. And that was his opportunity to snipe me. And I thought, I read it in bed last night and I audibly laughed. That's so funny.
He's listed as a husband, father, and baseball player.
Of course. Yeah. Been saved.
Now they got to be proud.
Yeah, believe
All
it.
right. Well, there it is, Jackson. I look forward to your Mason Wynn tweet and the Navy Caps tonight, which means the Cardinals will win because the Navy Caps, watch this, clear eyes, Navy Caps can't lose. Time for us to shut it down. BK and Ferrari up next. For Jackson Burkett, I'm Tim McKernan. This has been Balloon Party on 101 ESPN.